What's up, everybody? It's BATJAC J.W. coming back at you. It has been a little while. I know, I've missed a couple of these Saturdays. I've just been really busy. Lots of stuff going on. But anyhow, I'm back at you, so you can rest assured. It's a normal Saturday for some of you. Some of you are crazy enough to watch these things, but I guess I'm even more crazier for making them. No, it's actually really neat because when I first started doing these JW radio videos, I had no idea really if they were going to become much of anything. Looking all the way back when I first started doing them, I really didn't. I was like, yeah, I don't know if anybody's going to really actually want to watch this stuff or hang around on their Saturday and kind of tune into this kind of talk thing that we're doing. If you're interested enough of the channel, that is. But looking all the way back, you know, this channel has grown, and the kind of subscribers that we get, I mean, just all kinds of subscribers. So there's a lot of you that are just watching, they're tuned in, and you're like, wow, what's this video? Is this the channel I subscribe to? That you may have found the channel by maybe a Revolver video, most likely, or something, and you just stumbled across it. Now you click on this video, and you're like, what's going on here? This is the JW radio video that we do. I've been doing on a Saturday for mostly remaining constant. There has been some times where I've been missing them because of just time and trying to put together things and get it together and do this. So there has been a couple misses here and there. But for the most part, every Saturday, this is what we do. We get together and we talk, and I chat back with everybody and see what we're all up to. We have a lot of the usual guys. So any of those comments that kind of come through is kind of scratching your head thinking, what am I watching? Yeah, maybe the other guys will help click down there and fill them in what we do here on the BATJAC J.W. channel on a Saturday morning. We don't script any of this. None of this is scripted. We don't, nothing like that. I take notes usually and try to get to people and do your comments and everything. But actually, this is something I wanted to talk about right away because I want to get this out before anybody turns the video off immediately. Back when I kind of was starting doing this, I was doing the thing where I was answering questions from you guys, and obviously the screening out some of the the really out there, the Twilight Zone questions, but I feel like the questions being written possibly by Rod Serling. But anyhow, some of the questions, I've been trying to answer some of those questions. I feel like I want to get you guys, and that's the whole point I do this too, is I want to interact with you and get you guys going. So if you want, down there in the comments, ask a question. Ask a question about, the channel, what we're doing, any of that kind of stuff. And what I'll do is, I do it the old-fashioned way. I write it down on some note paper and a pen or pencil or something like that and get that going there, yeah. Because that's just that's a generation I'm from. Textbooks, note paper. Yeah, when we went to school, I mean, it was like a stack of binder paper. Like growing up with my parents, they had the old phone that you stick your finger in a dial and actually turn it, and then it cranks around. Yeah, those are the phones I used to have growing up. With Rolodexes, phone books, things like that. Probably some foreign to a lot of people now. Same with my love for guns, stuff like this that I absolutely love. You can't beat a classic. I'm actually trying to hang that, get that hung up on here. There's actually another poster on this side, whoa, that I put up, that you can't see it. I put it up there, but if you're subscribed to my second channel, that's BATJAC J.W. Radio Show. I know it's all confusing, isn't it? But if you're subscribed to that channel, you've seen this and what that is, what that poster is. It's really cool. It's something that it's kind of near and dear to me and my childhood and growing up. In fact, let me go and get one because I think it's really cool. I had recently picked up, and this one's dirty because I actually used it I had some lemonade or something like that. But these are, I picked up a set of these glasses and salt shakers and stuff of this kind of that burnt orange or golden kind of color. I forget what they exactly called it, but See, for me, growing up, this is the kind of stuff that my parents had. These colors, so they really touch home for me. So I went and got some of them, and I like that. There was some that I missed. I could have got them. I'll set that over there. Hopefully it doesn't break. There was some that I missed. They were actually I call them bumpy cups, but they were textured on the outside with these little bumps all over them. They were the same color. I should have snagged those when I saw them, but I missed them. I didn't take them. It was just some, yeah. I was trying to conserve money and whatnot, and but still, I should have snagged those, but I didn't. It's okay. But anyhow, but yeah, I wanted to do that. Open up the questions, the Q&A stuff again here on the thing, because that gives you guys more interaction. I love reading off. And everybody leaves a comment. I go through and I like to read off everybody that's here and everything. Of course, the derogatory or insulting comments can just take a hike. I'm not going to waste my breath or time on you. But all those that support me and have been supporting the channel and everything like that. I want to interact. I want you guys to get more action with the channel and everything, and me right here. And also, you see me around or whatnot. I've actually been running into some of you in town and stuff. Hey, so always feel free to say hi. Don't be shy or like, oh, I don't know, like that. Don't worry. We're all down to earth people here. So, but anyhow, I want to get back into the little Q&A thing and doing that, and a little bit about that too. There's the comments. I used to try to stick on it and try to get to every comment. But a lot of times I was finding myself, which is a good thing, means the channel's growing. It means it's getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And I'm not complaining. When I first started this little thing that I did, a couple of videos and posted them up, didn't actually think it would start growing into what it's seeming, what it's starting to do, which is really cool. And I really appreciate that, you guys, because that's really awesome. It's something I didn't think was going to happen. So I do appreciate it, but the comments flood in at such a rapid order. There's so many that you're just sitting there trying to go through it all and answer them all, would be difficult. But I try to. I really do. I really try to get to a lot of you guys and all that. And then there's a lot of channels that I still watch that, were coming around back when I was first starting and stuff like that. And, we get hitting back and forth. In fact, recently, Disposable 762 had released a little giveaway thing, and so he's doing this giveaway. That guy, if you have not subscribed to Disposable 762, he's really funny. I just love that guy's a crack up to me. He's just always funny. He's doing a giveaway where he shows you sharpening a knife or something like that, and then he shaves his arm a little bit, and his arm's got some patches of hair missing, and he says he's done the take a couple of times or something. But it's really funny. I got a kick out of that. The little sense of humor and that to be added in this stuff where I don't take all this stuff so seriously. And I just love that kind of when you can add into humor and not just be so this is it's got to be this and don't it's like, come on, you gotta live, you gotta laugh, because life is too short. You're gonna be serious all the time. Why are you so serious? It's like, I'm an operator and I gotta do this and I'm tactically this and that. It's not me. That's not this channel. I have fun. A lot of my stuff that I buy is geared and oriented towards a lot of movies because I'm a huge movie fanatic. I just love watching movies and stuff like growing up with John Wayne and watching Dirty Harry and the old original James Bond flicks, with Sean Connery and Roger Moore. And stuff I grew up with and watching on the weekends with my father. So that's just it. And that's usually what I'm drawn to. It's like, whoa, I got to have Walther PBK. Why? Because I watched Dr. No a whole bunch of times, okay? It has nothing to do with, the Walther PBK, it's a double the single action, and it's really not good for carrying. It's a lot of lighter weapon. That's not the point. That is not the point for me. The point is, I like it because of James Bond, and it's an association with those old movies. That's what it is. It really has nothing other than that has to do with it. I bought a pump shotgun recently, and if you haven't seen the video, check it out. It's movie time, where it's a high standard K1200 or K120. It's called a Riot shotgun. I bought it solely because of the movie The Getaway. The Getaway, 1972, Steve McQueen, Ally McGraw. Love it. It's directed by Sam Peckinpah. Awesome movie. Probably one of the coolest shotgun movies ever lived. And, of course, the king of cool himself, Steve McQueen. I bought this shotgun out of a pawn shop. I even cut him down on the price. Didn't want to pay very much for it because I'm cheap like that. Mainly because I don't have money. Everybody's seen the mistake that how'd you get all these guns? How'd you buy that gun? Well, a lot of times I cheat my way through it. I wait patiently for that right one to come along that's just like totally dirt cheap that I can afford it, or I sell a bunch of my stuff to afford it. But no, you know, it wasn't even the fact that like, does that shotgun prone to jamming? Does it not work, or does it even, you know, this and that? Well, it's notorious for this part. It had nothing to do with any of that. It had to do with the fact that it was in that movie. For all I care, I don't care if it does work. I can hang it on the wall and be just as fine with it because it's just the movie. I'll probably never shoot it. You know, that's just me. I don't know. Maybe not. I don't really care to. It's just because of the movie. That's the reason I have it. There's been times where it's like that. I bought something because of a movie. Didn't really shoot it. Just kind of had it because I saw it in that movie. So, but there again, you know, when I first started this channel, it was I was getting started and really getting heavily involved with trying to manufacture the old John Wayne aged ivory yellow grips for a 6-gun, a single action pistol. And you know, the whole thing of me trying to stain and dye some of the polymer ivory grips that they sell, and that whole fiasco, you know, and some of my friends were there with me, you know, throughout that, trying to like, they're looking at me thinking like, man, I don't know, you know, it's kind of crazy, you know. It's like, but when I, you know, started making them and casting them out myself and doing all that, that became, you know, something like, wow, you know, that was actually possible. I did that, and now I made grips that were actually what I thought was decent enough to throw on a gun and actually, you know, have and use that, you know. And apparently somebody else thought so too, because somebody contacted me and said, hey, how do I buy a set of those? And I thought to myself, well, I really wasn't intending on selling them, but somebody obviously thinks they're cool and has an interest in them, just like I have. And so you know, kind of, I mean, I'm not gonna lie, I was a little reluctant because it wasn't something I was intending to do. Let alone my fear was, well, how do I know somebody's gonna like them as much as I do, let alone pay for them? And I did. I mean, you know, there's a lot of time and effort I put into it. You know, it's not easy. It's all hand done. It's hand colored, hand sanded, and they're one of a kind. They're not going to be machine perfect because I completely do everything by hand. All the casting, the mold, everything is all done by hand. They can only be so perfect. But I thought about too, you know, it's supposed to replicate aged ivory, so that's a natural material. It's not going to be perfect anyway. And I always thought you can always spot those kind of, you know, white plastic, you know, kind of grips a mile away. I always thought, that's kind of, yeah, it looks cool, but you know, yeah, you can always tell it's just some of those Hogue or Scrimshaw or something like that, one of those things. But you know, I mean, hey, yeah, I've messed around with those. I bought them, I put them on my gun. Never really cared for it. I always thought it was, it's all right, but you know, but anyway, but yeah. So somebody wanted, you know, they were like, hey, I want to buy a set. You know, it's like, thought, I don't know. So, long story short, we exchanged a little bit more information, and you know, sold a set of grips to him. Long and behold, became a really good friend of mine, and that friend became Santee of the Arizona Ghost Riders. So that's pretty neat. That's pretty cool. And then, you know, then somebody else contacted me and said, hey, I want to buy a pair. And he's been one of my loyal subscribers, and somebody that has been always commenting, always been there, always watching, always supporting. And reason why, I got to try this stuff. Because living on an island, I couldn't get this stuff. Ballistol. Long and behold, became my favorite all-time gun oil, gun cleaner, do all-purpose oil. I use it on everything. I love this stuff. It's great. It works on leather, tools, locks, rubber, wood, metal. You know, well, obviously metal, but you know, I use it in cleaning my guns. It doesn't hurt nothing. It's great. It's biodegradable. It's skin friendly. You know, I don't have to worry about, you know, like, oh man, what's this chemicals doing to my skin? My father is a painter for many years, and he used to tell me these stories. These guys soaking rags with like paint thinner and stuff. He's like, well, you know, that stuff is like soaking through your skin and stuff. It's not good. Some of those people aren't around anymore, and that's kind of a downer, you know, because there's really no future in that. But yeah, anyhow, but yeah, and you know, he sent me a bottle of this stuff, and you know, thank you, Bob. I appreciate that because that's now you gave me a chance to really explore that stuff, and that became my favorite gun oil. It really is. So. But yeah, and you know, doing things myself, you know, making the grips, and then I'm a big fan of the old horror flick Nightmare on Elm Street. Wound up making my own gloves. Those of you that remember my daily vlogs when I was doing those, I'm still wanting to. I just need to get a camera, a better camera. I'm not happy with the one I got recently. It's just not working out. And by the way, yes, those of you that were watching that video that I did called VHS. The reason the audio is out of sync, which I found out, like I was trying to figure that out. I didn't realize until way after I posted it that the camera is that's just what happens. And I tried to fix it. Of course, I'm not tech savvy. I have no idea what's wrong with it. So I just all together, that was just a big fat waste of money, and I'm just gonna have to live with it and do something else. But anyhow, I started making these. Just for myself, really, because they were really cool, and I really liked the movie. And you know, this is like, I've always been that guy that I've always growing up, everything. When I wanted something, it wasn't that, oh, where can I buy it? It was, how can I make that? That's been me. I'm like, I don't want to buy one. I want to make one myself. So, and then later on, it led me to you know, spray painting firearms and stuff like that. And when I bought the Inland 1911, you guys remember, if you guys go back, some of you go back even further with the channel than that, but back when I got this and I was working around with this, and yeah, I wasn't really happy with it. And when I decided to spray paint it, when I realized that Inland themselves were zero help, and I must say I was disappointed, still disappointed with the way they parkerized it. And I don't even think this is a gun that they make anyway. I think this is just outsourced. They get it, they throw their own parts in it or whatever, they throw it together. It's basically the same people that do it for auto ordnance or car arms or whatever. That's what I think. And they just do their own roll marks on it. So anyhow, I wound up spray painting this, and it now has that beautiful look of that parkerized kind of ash gray green finish. And it's funny, as I've actually looked that up many times, and there is a lot of blogs and people that wrote about that, stating about that green kind of weird finish that's on all these guns. And there's some actually photographs of it, and it is clearly that color. It's kind of strange, but I spray painted mine, and I actually aged it a little bit with some steel wool and whatnot to kind of give it that old look. And it really does. It can totally pass it as a prop gun in a movie, as an old 45. The odd thing was weird is, you know, see, some people, you get into that argument, well, you know, what are you talking about, green and blah, blah. And I was watching this one, it was like one of those forensics files things, and this the guy described the guy's firearm, the 1911, as a green 45, and I knew exactly what he was talking about. And then they show pictures of it because it was an Army issue and all that, and yeah, sure enough, yeah, it's one of those old parkerized A1, you know, World War II 40s, you know, 1911. So. And then, however, I wound up doing that to spray painting my Kimber. Now, here's the thing is, I know some people go, you're nuts, man. You know, what are you ruining your stuff? It's actually not ruining it. I could take this stuff and hose it down with paint thinner or acetone or something and actually strip this paint off in 2 shakes, and it'll be done. Because what I didn't do, which is the proper procedure to painting stuff, is you actually, you want to get in there and lightly sand the surface, etch it, and so the paint sticks. Well, I didn't do that because if I did, I would ruin the original finish on the thing. So I left it and just kind of painted it itself. And yeah, it's got some wear areas because I carry this gun in my holster every day, so it's got some wear spots already through the paint. But I don't care. That's fine. That's fine. You know. And actually, the frame is held up really good. And I got this color scheme idea from Vickers Tactical, or Vickers YouTube channel, Larry Vickers, where he was showing off a Wilson Combat Vickers Elite 1911. And it was that two-tone look. It was that kind of like a dark gray with a black slide. Really liked that. I thought that was really slick. Obviously, there's no way in hell I'm gonna afford a $4,000 1911 just because of the color. Yeah, post lottery, sure, why not? But currently, no way. So I just took one of mine and a little rattle can job on it, and it made me happy. And that's the thing, is whatever makes you happy in life, you do it. It shouldn't matter what it is. If it makes you happy, run, don't walk. Because life is way too short to just sit there and be, unhappy. So, sometimes you need to make adjustments in your life, and sometimes you need to, reassess things, and sometimes you need to break things off, and you need to just move on and go. Because when doors close, other doors open, and sometimes they're for the better. They really are. And so you got to really think hard about that and just do it. And that's what it is. And don't let anybody else tell you any different. No matter how many people that say, well, you're an idiot for painting your gun. You're stupid. That was dumb. I don't care. Because you know why? It makes me happy. It makes it awesome. And it makes it kind of a one-of-a-kind thing. Because you know what? I really highly doubt anybody else has got one like that. Well, unless now somebody's watched my video when I did it. Now you're happy too, because I hope you spray painted your stuff. I always thought that was cool because I always have something unique. I always wanted something different, like this one. This is neat, It's got that two-tone look. It's subtle enough where it's not so outlandish and just crazy. But it's just got that nice subtle look, and it looks really awesome, and that's what I like about it. And it's mine. It makes it personal. So anyway, gotta live, gotta laugh. Life is short. I'm BATJAC J.W. Thanks for watching.